Hello, everyone. Welcome to our chat show, where we are actually discussing something very important. Something very important as the terms a big shift in the business. Well, our today's theme is AI attribution in marketing, the first era. Now you must be thinking why we are calling it a first era. Before AI, the attribution was either gut feel or messy spreadsheet. But AI is actually changing it. Well, joining me today are the two experienced and expert who bring immense knowledge to the table. We have Arpit Srivastava, Vice President of Marketing and Analytics at Growth Natives, accompanied by Mr. Rahul Sachdeva, Senior Director at Growth Natives of Analytics Department. Well, welcome to the chat show, Arpit. Welcome, Rahul. Glad to be here. Well, it is said that experience and knowledge is more enlightened and nurtured when you pass it to the others. Well, in our today's show, we are actually doing that. So how are you feeling today?
Ecstatic, I would say.
It was long time due, I would say.
Definitely. Okay, so starting with you, Arpit. My first question would be, as we talk about AI in attribution, what actually attribution look like before AI?
Well, I would say that the main thing that attribution is trying to solve is what's working and what's not. The question sounds very simple, but it's very complex. I would say the complexity has dipped a bit given all the advent of AI and your ability to really write code a typical complex dashboard in matter of hours. And it used to take maybe weeks and months. So definitely there's a radical shift that we're seeing. If I go back somewhere around 2010 or so when I started off in analytics, I did my first implementation in Google Analytics, where last touch was the only model that we used to use. Now you have plenty of options. You have multiple models, you have multi-touch attribution, you have data-driven attribution models, you have geo experiments, you have media mix modeling. So you have variety of options here. Now it depends on your organization maturity, how much you can handle, and can you really make some sense out of it. So I would say the speed to drive the insights has become a lot more easier, but the last mile, which is taking action, I think over there is still AI is not going to support people like us, like Rahul. They will have to come up and really talk to the C-level executives and make those actions. Because ultimately, if you're spending 10,000 or 10 million in data, doesn't really matter. What really matters is how much actions we have taken based on the insights that we've generated. And that holds for attribution platform and tools as well.
Definitely. Yeah, I think picking on your first sign, the attribution remains the same. I think the very fabric of attribution that we talked about, around a decade back, it's still the same. But how we measure it, or the complexity on the landscape, where how the user is engaging with your product has changed dramatically. I mean, with the advent of especially now AI. Earlier we used to go visit websites on Nebel or in web browsers, and now we are using DTI apps, and within we are doing all the shopping and browsing whatnot. So all those, I think, good old I would say attribution pointers that we used to look at earlier has somehow gone to somewhat black box. Yeah, so I think the complexity of measuring attribution has become little more complex. But yeah, it obviously, I mean, we still measure it. We still, check, what what is bringing the revenue, what are the touch points. So yeah, those all things in the same.
Okay, that brings me to a question. Like, although these developments have been taking place in the last couple of years, now why we call it this particular era the first era for it? Like, are we like moving on a very fast pace to get into it, or something has changed over the time period?
Yeah, I think you bang on right. We have not seen such a speed in the matters of weeks. We are seeing really big updates. If you've not touched some of the updates in a week, you even feel that you're almost like a year bored.
Yeah.
So the advent of the whole AI and the new models coming in every week, new players joining in, new collaborations, new partnerships. I have personally never seen. It is more like a camel to car moment.
Yeah.
So in Middle East, it's a popular. It is that they started off with camel and they straight away jumped to car, and that's why we always point them in their driving skills. It is that kind of moment where we have not seen such a shift, and everyone has to really do a bit of extra. AI actually promised us that it will automate, but the reality is that you'll have to put extra effort to really be up to speed.
Scale.
Yeah. What do you think? Now?
Yeah, I think I remember a time when Amazon actually launched those small sleek buttons with a press of that you can order something online, and that was for somebody who's like not very techy, but they may not be able to visit websites, but they still want to do repeat purchases. So Amazon created, I think it was back in around same time around decade back or so.
Yeah, that's buy now button, that instant button.
Yeah,
Right. One
And
click
those
purchase.
Yeah, and those were like physical buttons you could trace and stick on your cable or your laundromat or whatever. But those buttons, I think that is what we are reinventing now, but with AI and with much more sophistication on the software side. I think those buttons were a little ahead of their time, I would say, because I mean, nobody actually purchased them that time. Maybe few, but not much. There was not much traction there. But I think what we are doing now is, building agents to do our shopping, be able to buy those items inside ChatGPT. That's crazy. And, I foresee a time where we would be, asking agents to monitor our, groceries or household item with
The OpenAI recently got the integration with Shopify and
sorry.
so it's coming. It's there. It's already there. It has been so fast. It is just a matter of being up to date and have that curious mindset. Definitely only those people who are curious enough, who want to, what we call as child in the candy store, that kind of curiosity. I think those people will be successful. I mean, no one is, I would say, 20 years of experience. Everyone is pressure right now. And when that mindset, those people will win, who are curious, who want to really reinvent, who want to do a reset and restart.
Definitely, and it is said that AI is evolving every day, but the reality is every AI is evolving every second.
Yes.
Every moment you see some of the new changes. And with this, that brings me to a question to you, Rahul. You said that about the black boxes. So how do you think that AI attribution and marketing and everything is not just a black box of guesswork or everything?
Yeah, so when I said black box, it means that earlier we used to get those catches, right? When we go to the website, so the website recorded the impressions, views. So those things might not be happening now because all we do is go to Perplexity, search for a product, click on it, buy it. So you don't see the whole customer journey there. We just see somebody bought a product. They might be still doing research, exploring things, exploring other options for some time, but we depart. So it's that kind of black box, that comes with own set of challenges and opportunities.
Right.
Whenever there's a new breakthrough, we definitely get these kind of challenges, but again, those are points of opportunity as well.
Yeah, I think importance of a brand will also increase. I think we've been living in a time where you give some $1,000 to Google, they will run bunch of ads, you'll get the leads. The whole playbook of that inbound performance marketing, that needs to be revisited. Like Rahul mentioned, it's more like a zero-click world that we are living in. But again, coming back to the attribution and some of those things, uh, the maturity model that we have still applies. I mean, like you will still track whatever you can track. You will still report whatever you can report. You cannot just say that, oh, it's a zero-click word, I won't report anymore. That's not the case. So you'll have to start with some kind of foundation, call it even the last click. I can tell you there are so many clients that they haven't even enabled last click attribution model, and we are sitting in the AI first era. So you will have to understand where you are right now and how you can move the ladder, what you are solving for, and there's a path that you have to follow. Start with obviously the simple things. One of the biggest thing that currently most of that platform really want is good data. So when you're running ads, let's say in Google, Facebook, or LinkedIn, first thing is, have you enabled conversion tracking? If you enable conversion tracking, that is step one. And then you're feeding the AI algorithm with right signals that look for similar audience that have done this kind of action. So if you've not done that, I mean, like you're still not in the step one itself.
Yeah.
Once that is done, have you really configured your Adobe Analytics of Google and you track those there as well, so that you can actually see which pages, which country, which channel are actually getting that traction. And then there will be a lot of dark social and zero click kind of moment. For that, again, you will have to go to very traditional approach of measuring marketing, which is just ask customers.
Yeah.
You sales guys will still speak to them. So when you're speaking to them, just ask how we came to know about us. Track that in your CR. And then eventually when you collect this data, you will have really good insights that none of those tools can collect, because they never create. But they can still tell you that, yeah, we actually type it on ChatGPT and we found your citation, and that's how we capable. And now you will be forced to invest in ChatGPT, get that exposure. Really respect your AI SEO team.
Exactly. That's more like AI has everything, but you need to have a research, implementation, and then measure.
Right.
Everything is not going to come to you by itself.
Exactly.
Then some of your efforts are needed.
Yeah.
Which, Arpit and Rahul, that was one thing, and definitely our audience would like to know that if we are making a marketing strategy, what are the few tips that you would advise to our audience that they should keep in mind while taking the best help of AI in the marketing attribution? Could be the quick tips, whatever you would like to think that these are the must things. These are the things that you should be careful about.
More from the attribution perspective.
More for the attribution perspective.
I think the first step, and we were actually discussing this somehow. So look at what has converted in the past. Look at your existing customers.
That's the research. You need a bit of research.
I think you always have that data that these are my customers, and then they are repeat customers. One thing we generally miss is that people who have bought from us for one time, that could be a chance.
Yeah.
But people who have continuously purchased, have done the renewals with your company for 3 years, what are the patterns that you see across those kind of customer boards?
Exactly.
Which industry, like what revenue size, what kind of buying committee were part of those deal closed, and that will help you really look for similar kind of audience, and that's how you can make more impact in your marketing strategy. And not just marketing strategy, the whole, I would say, the revenue team, call it marketing, which really helps you drive those initial conversations, the sales who closes it, and the account management team who actually helps you resell, upsell, cross-sell, expand the revenue. And in that itself is a good funnel. So I think generally we are too much focused on acquiring new logos. But what we really miss is that there's a code sitting in your CRM system, in your Shopify systems, about your existing customers that can help not only drive revenue from them, but also help you get more similar logos. Definitely. I think that is a strategy that I generally keep on saying to customers, but there's always like that one team that is more focused on customer acquisition and less focused on customer retention, loyalty, those kind of things.
And while you were saying all this, another thing that came to mind as a data guy, I would say, have a data check or data quality check in place. I mean, you cannot just take whatever you have in your system, first of all, because I mean, you might not know that it can be garbage in, garbage out, right? Definitely. Yeah. So, I mean, that is a must. So whenever I look at data inside, our trans CRMs, marketing automation, we find so much of.
It's always a mess.
It's always a mess. Definitely.
Yeah. And these are not like one-off cases. Everywhere, any client we go, we find similar things. So it's definitely, I mean, start with the basics. Start catching the right data, the correct data, the standard or normalized data. I think that's first. And build upon it across your systems. You have to have a stitched story together, which gives you a good feeling of, where you're starting, where you're ending, what does the whole cycle look like. So that's.
And then one good thing is with AI coming into the picture, some of that foundation which is required for ensuring your data is in good shape, it's harmonized, it is consistent, it is complete. AI can really help you some of that enrichment as well. It is not that you have to have like 50 people sitting doing internet research and appending records, creating that older record that we always want to have. But AI is now your co-pilot in that space as well. So be it important fees like industry, company size, radio size, number of employees, we have even agents who can really fetch the right information on the fly, get you signals around whether company is growing, whether they are actually got funded recently. I mean, all those signals are very important to really understand when it is the right time to reach out to prospects. Because ultimately, marketing is all about reaching right people and trying to the right message. So AI can support in all these three aspects. It's just a matter of applying those foundations and fundamentals and be that AI be the force multiplier in your strategy.
Exactly. We have got someone to channelize the process.
Yes.
Which there's a one question that everybody asks, and when then anybody hears the term called AI, the first thing comes that is this a danger for the traditional marketers, or are they being more empowered with AI attribution in marketing? What will you take?
Well, I think AI is definitely can be your leverage if you take it positively, because now what it used to take maybe hours, it is now a matter of minutes. So I don't think it is going to be your competition. It is just matter how you're leveraging it. Are you really applying some of the repetitive tasks and really looking for some alternative using AI? Don't consider it as a competition. Rather, look out for new projects and new tasks where AI can really help you. It could be you pick any stream. Like art design. You can imagine like it used to take 5 to 10 days to get a full blown video production like this. Now it is a matter of couple of hours. Like we can do so much more. AI is obviously overwhelming, but at the same time, I think the whole playbook that used to be there now needs to be revisited, and it's an exciting time for all of us because we are all now into it. And if you're not into it, definitely there's a danger for you for becoming rare.
Yeah, and that's no like it's evolving together.
Yeah,
It is, yeah, and I believe and I've seen that the digital marketing, I would say, space is one of the early adapters of AI. I would say because especially in terms of using tools or combining creative with technical with going just drop the base. So all that is merging together, and earlier we used to say back in our B school that marketing is all about numbers. It's not about it's not qualitative. It's quantitative. Everything of it, and combining that with digital marketing, it even makes more sense. So AI is, I would say it's, I would say it's the most powerful enabler yet. How we do or how we deploy marketing. So I would say it's definitely a plus for marketplace, definitely not a competition.
Okay. Now, as we are moving toward the last section of the chat show, and there's a one question that I really think that everybody will love to know. As you two being the flag bearer of something that is very important at present time, what do you think what's next after the first era, as we say, what after first era? What do you see as a future goal or as a future accomplishments?
Again, for the attribution.
Yeah, for the attribution.
Okay, I think for to understand future, you'll have to understand the present first. So, in the current scheme of things, the standard frameworks around attribution, I would say there are three buckets, and that too approved by the researchers and Google as well. The first bucket is again multi-touch attribution. I know, always debatable, yet still used. Still, you need that answer: what's working, what's not, whatever you can track. So make sure that you good there. You at least have some foundation there. Second is more like media mix modeling, which is again not relying on clicks and cookies, but still doing some kind of regression analysis, and that can create some correlation between how much you're spending and how much you're getting in terms of sales and revenue. And then third level of sophistication is your geo-based experiments, where you do some kind of A/B testing and understand if I, let's say, stop spending on a particular state or city, what is the incremental impact? Are we still getting the same level of revenue, or there's a dip? And then from there you decide whether the campaign or the channel that you want to invest more, it is working for your favor or is it against. So that is where we are right now. I think what will happen very soon, and it's happening right now as well, is can we add a layer of explanation across all these three buckets and really help business users understand what are these systems telling you and how quickly they can take measures, helping them do the scenario planning. Because even if you have set up these complex systems, deriving insights that can be actionable and that can even challenge the politics generally you would see across teams, it is a big thing, right? Can we simplify that? So that's where I think AI it's already helping, but this, I would say, some level of work required in order to make it a lot more trustworthy and really cover all the real complex scenarios. If you have, let's say, one data source straight, you can add a layer of AI and then have a conversation with your data. But if you have tons of other data sets and there's a complex join that needs to be created, I would say we're still not there, that you just add a layer of LLM and then it will chat and tell you everything that you want to know. But pretty soon, I think that will also get covered. So that will happen. And then after that, the only thing I wish that would happen is the whole agent buzz that we're hearing.
Yeah.
Can we have agents who can actually take a call?
And we were just talking about it today that we should have an agent which accidentally heals a pipe and a broken pipe.
Yeah. So that's more on a data engineering side. And even from the decision making, can we trust the system and let it take a call, maybe with some human in the loop, in terms of, let's say, increasing budget, decreasing budget, deciding your bonus based on your performance,
Definitely.
such that it becomes a lot unbiased. Let the data decide things. So that's where I'm thinking, hopefully, we as real human beings, we have not solved those complex political challenges that always we get. When we show the data, they don't trust the data. When we show the model, they want to know more about model. But they're lazy. They're lazy to take the action. And can we solve that last mile is my hope.
Yeah.
I think North Star marketers would love to see on their dashboards, not just how they're performing, but how to perform.
Exactly. That is one good question. That's good.
They would want to know, where should I invest? What are my drivers? So they would want to know that, and at some pace, and I would say to some extent we are there. I mean, we are getting those kind of insights with LLMs today, but I think it's more around, like we were talking about, how we can automate or make it more whole, in the sense that it drives itself.
Yeah,
So I think that's where we are headed for sure.
definitely. Well, so today we actually came across this, and we knew and we actually understood that the AI in attribution is really working. It's basically history unfolding, from foggy guesses to crystal clear, from static model to the living attribution. And for this, thank you so much, Arpit. Thank you, Rahul, for joining us. And to our audience, until we meet next time, remember, AI has got you covered. All you need is to nurture it well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Definitely, we should do more.
Definitely. The world needs us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.